after church too as well.
Linda, did they put the thermostat down? Did they put the thermostat down?
No, it's just that you were back there.
Really? Oh, send it over here.
We don't want to hear it.
I can use a cool.
Me too.
You ready?
We're just looking at stuff back there.
Oh, thank
Oh, wow.
All set? Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are we all doing? Great, great. Let's begin our service this morning by standing together and singing our opening song, One Light.
Inside you and me,
I would invite you now to sit back, relax in your chair, and consider these words from our prayer for inner peace. I open my heart and mind this morning to the presence of God that is within me and in everyone and everything, that one power and one presence. I let God's peace fill my being. In this presence, I am peaceful, poised, confident, and strong. I relax in God's loving care and release all my cares to knowing that God is upholding me and sustaining me in all that I do. God's presence calms me, quiets the storms around me, and leads me to a place of perfect peace. As I center myself in that peaceful presence this morning, I let go of every concern and relax in the safety of God's love and in the love of those around me. I find Unity of Port St. Lucie a sanctuary of love and peace, and I am open to receive all it has to soothe my mind and soul this day. And so it is. Amen. Would you say with me our mission statement? To develop our spiritual connection with God through prayer, education, and service. And our vision, Unity of Port St. Lucie, is an expanding community for personal healing and spiritual growth. Our first congregational song, It's a New Day. Please stand.
I can visualize peace we need to play. It's a new day, not too late to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside. All things grow with pain. Life can't stay the same. We have what was sent. This our covenant. It's a new day. Not too late to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside. Different people live, worlds that can forgive. Dreams I know can happen, getting past the skin. It's a new day, not too late to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside. It's a new day, not too late to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside. God's got my back. God's got my back. Feeling low, I get picked up. Spirit door is never shut. God's got my back. God's got my back. God's got my back. Feeling low, I get picked up. Spirit door is never shut. God's got my back. Fear has no place in me. Takes space for bliss to be. There is just one presence, and this is my defense. God's got my back. God's got my back. Feeling low, I get picked up. Spirit door is never shut. God's got my back. God's got my back. God's got my back. Feeling low, I get picked up. The spirit door is never shut. God's got my back. Life may change day to day. Make the change, go your way. There is just one power that controls every hour. God's got my back. God's got my
navigate all this equipment up here. The daily word this morning will be read to us by Marvia. There she is.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
The daily word today is, I release worry and know prosperity. Perhaps the greatest gift of a prosperity consciousness is freedom from worry. It is knowing that as a divine being, I can draw from an infinite storehouse of divine ideas and prosper myself in infinite ways. This awareness helps me keep the things of the world in proper perspective. Like anyone, I will know times of plenty and times of lack. Understanding my prosperity as a spiritual truth and not the quality of number of my belongings or the amount of money I have in the bank gives me agency to direct my own life. I am prosperous. As I affirm this truth again and again, I grow richer in divine ideas, the building blocks of everything on earth. Matthew 6, verse 25 says, Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body or what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Let us read the daily word together. I release worry and know prosperity. Thank you.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
And surely the presence of the Lord is in this place because you are here and you are the presence of the Lord. So I invite you now to relax and just become as comfortable as you can physically. Breathe in a way that is most comfortable to you. And just focus on your heart. Open your heart as much as you can. Feel some degree of love and peace. And see your love connect with all others in this building today. It's like a pink blanket that covers the whole space. Nothing but love everywhere. And see it spread out across the community, and in fact across the entire nation and the planet. Connecting with all the love that is being expressed everywhere at all times. And as you become more and more relaxed, you remember that in our world of appearances, seeming differences, there is really only one. And that one is what we tend to call God or Source, expressing in a multitude of forms. In truth, you're not your ancestry, not your history, not your personality, not your profession, nor anything else in the world of form that you may have identified with. They are all illusions. You are an expression of what we call God in human form. And you came to earth to express the creative powers of your soul. And as you express your light, your peace, your love, and your wisdom, you fulfill your highest purpose on earth. What is true of you is true of all your brothers and sisters on earth. Every day, with your heart wide open, silently say to every man, woman, and child, I love you, for you and I are one. Visualize your love radiating from your heart and feel the powerful vibration in body, mind, and soul that it creates. You become alive with the vibratory vibration of Source, and you are illumined by that light as you become a light unto the world. Let your light expand and just visualize it. And join all other lights across the entire world. As all the lights merge, all people begin to understand that there is no other, that there is only light, that there is only one, and it is the source of all creation, manifesting as a physical expression. The source of all peace, love, understanding, and cooperation is beginning to rise up in every soul who still lives in darkness. Your light brings you truth to replace your false identity. In your mind's eye, see all the earth awaken and respond to the light of God. And so now I invite you to go into the silence for a little while and just feel the peace and the love of the universe. And give thanks that all is well, that all sense of separation is being eliminated, dissolving all mankind's idiosyncrasies, any illusions that they're still adhering to. And just give thanks that all of that is being lifted, that everyone is waking up in the silence. Now I invite you to return your awareness to this place and time. And remember always, on earth there are not many. There's only one in many forms. And for the rest of your life on earth, bless everyone and everything with your love. And so now open your eyes and remember that you're loved and you are blessed always. And so it is. Let's join in singing about love.
We are one in the bond of love. We are one in the bond of love. We have joined our spirit with the Spirit of God. We are one in the bond of love. We are one in the bond of love. We are one in the bond of love. We have joined our spirit with the Spirit of God. We are one in the bond of love. We are one in the bond of
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good to see all of you here. I'm glad a few of you showed up for me. I didn't know after the last time I spoke up here, I didn't know whether anybody would show up. So it's, hey, how many of you, is a cold wave coming up? Did you see that? I'm excited, yeah. I got my thermal underwear ready. I did good. Tomorrow I'm having my studded tires installed. Anybody know anybody not know what studded tires are? You must all lived up in Ohio or someplace. Yeah, they were designed to like cat's claws for automobiles, weren't they? Really great, perfect for getting traction to the car and destroying the pavement. That's why they eventually outlawed them. But anyway, yeah, I was excited this morning. I got up early, and I didn't want to disturb her. I gently closed the bedroom door, and then I just kind of walked out to our quote Florida room, and opened the window. I thought, yeah, this is going to be really cool. Well, it was about 3 degrees cooler than inside. You know. But what the heck? So then I took a deep breath. Then I went to our media room and sat down in my recliner chair, and I started sneezing like crazy. And I kind of thought, what's going on with me this morning? And I realized fresh air. I mean, for 8 months I haven't had any fresh air. The air conditioner's been recirculating that dirty old air all the time for 8 months. So anyway, but hey. So, I usually like to start with just a little joke. Just a very short one this morning, okay? I know sometimes lawyers don't have the greatest reputation, right? So this guy is up in Fort Pierce in downtown, and he walks into this law office and tells the receptionist he would just like to ask the lawyer 3 simple questions. So she said, please sit down, sir, we'll call you. 20 minutes later, finally called him in, and the lawyer says, how can I help you? And the guy says, I would just like you to answer 3 questions for me. How much would you charge to answer 3 questions? The lawyer thinks for a minute, he says, $1,000. The guy looks at him. Doesn't that seem like a lot of money for 3 questions? And the lawyer said, yes, and what's your 3rd question? Did you know that there's like a very large number of people in our Congress that are lawyers? Maybe that's why it only has a 12% approval rating. I don't know. So anyway, let's get serious. And Jeff, no need to take notes. You heard this 4 years ago. And I know what you're going to say. Why am I reading the notes? I had plenty of time to memorize it. Well, these days, if I get up in the morning and know what day it is, I'm happy. So, let's take a deep breath. And I got to talk about America again. Sorry, but hey, this is my adopted country, right? I spent most of my life here, and I appreciate America for the incredible opportunities that it provides for so many souls to express their God-given talents. And I'm deeply troubled by the extreme division that we have apparently come to accept as the norm for this country. Right? This has been going on for, what, 10, 12 years? It's become more and more so. But nobody's saying anything. We just, oh yeah, I guess that's the way it is. Now, I don't see how any country can remain great as long as 51% pull east and 49% pull west, okay? Now, I know there's always been division with a two-party system. That's the way it is. It's either or, right? I mean, the third party really has never made any impact. But I remember the days when the two sides actually talked to each other and came up with good compromise solutions. What a novel idea, right? So, once again, about half the voters are somewhat happy and half are a bit disappointed. I don't know where you fit in, but hey, I'm sure we all have feelings about that. But what a contrast with the 50s when I came to America. I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry. Someone once said, now is the time for all good men and marrying women to come to the aid of their country. So I'd like to share some ideas on how we might be able to help. And, you know, practicing metaphysics at best of times is difficult, but sometimes it seems almost impossible. However, as dedicated practitioners of metaphysics that we all claim to be, we can't allow the world out there to take away our peace of mind. So I want to remind all of us once again that each one of us has the power to choose how we respond to whatever is going on in our lives. Whatever we encounter in life, it's our job to remember that every living person on the planet is an expression of God in human form. And if their actions don't reflect the love that is the core of every human being, then we know that they're being ruled by their ego. And, you know, that's just the way it is. You know, Jesus, how many of you are familiar with the Course in Miracles? Okay, many, yeah. Jesus once said, through Helen Schuckman, that every act by any person is either a giving of love or a calling for love. But hey, you know, I'm much better at preaching than at practicing. What typically happens when things don't fit my ego's expectations, I resist more or less vigorously in many ways. But whether it's election results or anything else that has triggered our fit, if we resist, it's time to pause, take a deep breath. And so I want to go back to a time when I paused and quietly contemplated my belly button. And in the ensuing silence, a little voice inside of me said, hey, you judge way too much. Because I've done a lot of that. Now, I suspect I'm not the only one who has questioned the honesty, motives, intelligence of a sitting or would-be public servant. But worse than that, I questioned the intelligence and motives of large segments of the population. How could they possibly? Can't they see that? Don't they understand? But back to my belly button. The little voice inside of me continued, instead of judging people, a wise person focuses on the truth that all people are gods in flesh. And it continued, it's your job, my friend, to remember that truth for every human being on the planet, including those who don't behave the way you think they should. And so I began to contemplate a new idea. It might help you also. Now, we all know that every experience begins with our thoughts, right? Sort of a basic unity thing. So instead of what the heck is wrong with those Democrats or those Republicans or whatever we're griping about in the moment, let's change that to how can I help to make this situation, this country, or this world a better place? That is our job. And to repeat again from the course, every act by a person is either a giving of love or a call for love. And we metaphysicians are supposed to be givers of love, right? Healing fear and turmoil in our lives, in our country, and in the world, calls for love, compassion, and cooperation. It was love, compassion, and cooperation that created the conditions that I'm going to read to you about in just a little bit. This, what I'm going to read, is just an excerpt from an article that was published in Rolling Stone magazine 4 years ago by a Professor Wade Davis from the University of British Columbia. His article is entitled The Unraveling of America. And he makes some very, very gloomy predictions if we choose not to work together. Now, it seems like a no-brainer to me. How can we create a truly great country for all citizens when 51% try to impose their lifestyle on the other 49%? That's only going to create more division. But I will read to you just a part of the professor's article that demonstrates what is possible if we all choose to work together. I'm going to lead into the article. It was a time when America was admired across much of the world. A time when America had just defeated a madman. A time when most Americans had worked together for a common goal. A time when America inspired dreams of a great life in the mind of a young teenager in Switzerland. Okay? So here's the best of what Professor Davis wrote. He said, in 1940, the United States had an army of approximately 180,000. I've modified that a little bit because I did some research. But only 4 years later, 18 million American men and women served in uniform. Okay? And millions more worked in mines and factories that made America the arsenal of democracy. And sometimes I kind of choke up when I read this. 6 weeks after Pearl Harbor, Japan controlled 90% of the world's rubber supply, and we had to reduce our speed limits to 35 to preserve rubber. But in only 3 years, we invented and created from scratch synthetic rubber that made it possible for the Allies to defeat the Nazis. Okay? And here's one, this one really gets me. At its peak, Henry Ford's Willow Run plant in Detroit produced a B-24 Liberator bomber every 2 hours around the clock. And California shipyards built 2 Liberty ships every day for 4 years running. Okay. Chrysler's Detroit Arsenal factory alone built more tanks than all of Germany. Now, after the war, with Europe and Japan in ashes, America, with 6% of the world's population, accounted for, let me get to it, for 50% of the global economy. Obviously, we can't go back to that kind of scenario. But we also produce 93% of the worldwide cars. Okay? And he continues on, our economic dominance birthed a vibrant middle class and trade union movement that allowed a single breadwinner with limited education to own a home, a car, and support a family and send his kids to good schools. Now, everything was not clear in those days. Okay, segregation was still a very, very strong part of the country. But I think his article shows us what is possible if the majority of us decide to work out our differences amicably and to cooperate in creating a greater nation for all Americans, not just for a select few. Now, I believe that as souls, we come here to express our individual creative powers with no intent to harm anybody else, but to create the kind of America that allows for the highest expression of all souls. All of us are going to have to change. We absolutely have to set aside political, philosophic, and economic differences and walk a path of love, compassion, and cooperation. The path of love recognizes the inherent spiritual nature of every human being. The path of love requires that we work together the way Americans did to defeat Hitler. I know all of this sounds kind of like a pipe dream this day, but I believe we can help manifest a transformation in that direction. So I would say, let's stop focusing on what's wrong. Let's stop listening to all the doomsayers on TV and what's going to happen, all the terrible things that are going to take place. What if you and every American who understands this kind of a message envisions the fullest cooperation amongst all Americans, and we all continue to hold that vision with all the love that we can muster? I have to believe that we can cause this kind of thing to manifest. We can manifest a greater spirit-based America and a better world for all life on our planet. Now, I know that all of you care a great deal and you want to help. So I say, let's just do that. Let's envision a vast majority of Americans, not just 51%, working together to create a country and a world that benefits all souls expressing on this plane now and in the future. And that I see as our job for the next however many years it takes. Okay? So I thank you for listening, and namaste.
There's a hole in the world, and I can make this world whole.
Peace be with you, peace be with me, peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me, it's a blessing spreading peace. Peace be with you, peace be with me, peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me, it's a blessing spreading peace. To believe what you can do, one person at a time, makes a difference in the world. Turn impossible to possible, and when you look in the mirror and you feel the spirit, and you see you made a difference, make a way in the new day. peace and love. It's the God's Club. Only you can make it happen. Peace be with you. Peace be with me. Peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me. It's a blessing spreading peace. Peace be with you. Peace be with me. Peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me. It's a blessing spreading peace. In a dark world, be a bright light. Don't count days, make days count. World of differences makes us strong. And when the road gets full of holes, come together, make the repairs, and our will, the will of God. Know our lives matter to God. Make a way in the new day, peace and love. It's the God's Club. Only you can make it happen. Only you can make this happen. Work together, side by side, side by side. Peace be with you, peace be with me, peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me. It's a blessing spreading peace. Peace be with you, peace be with me, peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me. It's a blessing spreading peace. Peace be with you, peace be with me, peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me. It's a blessing spreading peace. Peace be with you, peace be with me, peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me. It's a blessing spreading peace. Peace be with you, peace be with me, peace on earth for everybody. Feel the love I have inside me. It's a blessing spreading
It was perfect.
Well, thank you, choir. That was excellent. That was really good. And Renee, excellent message. Appreciate that. I would invite you now to take your offerings and gifts in your hand and say with me the offering blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love because I love to give. Plate. Prayer support today with Marvia. She'll be over in the little alcove there after service. Yoga continues on Mondays with Lana. Tuesday mornings, the prayer circle gathers. Reiki with Sherry. Just see Miss Peck if you'd like to schedule an appointment. Christmas show coming up on December 15th with Jeff and Linda. That's a good time. Let's see, where are the... Renee, would would you do the honors, please? She makes a good entrance, doesn't she?
All right, let's send our energy yield up to all of these blessings. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this wonderful bounty of blessings that we are receiving today. And we know that every giver is blessed. And we see these gifts going forth to continue to bless this Unity Church of Port St. Lucie and all the light that inspires in so many people, both in this community and beyond, far beyond it. We're so grateful for that. And we also bless all the prayer requests that have been put in this box. And we see all the requests answered. We know that they are answered in spirit already. And we see them being made manifest in the physical for the highest good of everyone who has placed them there. And we give thanks that this is so. Amen.
Amen. Well, yeah. After service, what, immediately after service or shortly after service? And then we'll have our annual meeting.
Tomorrow is the
Coffee, yeah.
from 2 to 4. And our speaker tomorrow is going to be Glenda. She's going to talk to us about the rest. So we look forward to seeing you.
All right, thank you. So would we all please stand for our peace song?
Peace that was meant to be. presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all